Today I'm going to be taking a look at Plants vs Zombies, which if you've never played it before, it's kind of like a cross between a puzzle game and a tower defense game. Basically, at the start you just get the adventure mode. There's 60 levels overall, and some of the levels are mini games and that, which is why you can unlock mini games, puzzle mode and survival mode. I'll show off as much as I can in 10 minutes. I should be able to show everything off, to be fair. You can then unlock the Zen Garden, which basically that's you get plants and you water the plants and feed the plants and you get money for doing so. You can get the Almanac, which basically tells you all the plants that you've collected, and all like power-ups and that, and the zombies and stuff. It shows how many zombies there are and things like that. You've then got the shop, which obviously the shop means with the money that you get from the plants and from the game you can buy items. Some of them are plants, some of them are plant upgrades, some of them are things to be able to plant in your Zen Garden and to help your Zen Garden out, including the pet snail. Options is just literally the basic of the basics. You can turn like 3D acceleration on in full screen and that. Help is obviously help, and quit is quit. So let's go on to adventure mode, and I'll just show off the first level, to be fair, because it's the easiest one to show off, really. So basically, this is the first level, but with a slight twist, because obviously I've got a lot more plants than you're going to have on the first level. The whole point is, you get sun from the sun, or it falls down, and that's what you use to, well, buy your plants with and that, instead of your currency. The currency is just for the shop stuff. And you can also get sun from sun producing plants. There's basically these sunflowers here. You can also get mushrooms for the night stages, because the mushrooms only work on the night stages unless you've got the coffee bean, and the coffee bean is pretty useless anyway, so I doubt you're going to be using the mushrooms on the day levels. There's 3 different settings. You get the front yard, you get the backyard, which has water, which means water enemies and water plants, and then you get the roof, which the only difference with the roof is you're not able to just plant the plants anyway. You've got to then get the plant pot, and you've got to spend money, or sun even, on the plant pots so you can plant the plants. Musically, the game's pretty basic, so I'll just shut up for a little bit and let you have a listen. It's one of them that's nice and soothing and keeps with the pace of the game, really. So it's basic from one point of view, and it does more than enough of the job from another point of view. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music. This here is one of the mini games. It's basically bowling and that. You can get these normal walnuts, and you can also get explosive ones, which are pretty cool. As you might have noticed, but it was at the very edge of the screen, so you might know, the nuts ricochet after they hit something, so if you set it up right, you can actually hit more than one zombie with one nut. And here's one of the explosive ones here. They're really good, because they just go boom like that. So the mini games are just basically, there's quite a few of them overall. There's 20 different mini games, there's 11 different survival modes, there's 26 different zombie types, just while I'm mentioning things, and there's 56 plants and plant power-ups and that. So there's a lot on the game, especially with the 60 levels. In case you didn't notice the bottom right, basically that shows you your level progress, and whenever the brains are there, then basically the brains are seeing that a big wave's coming, and some of the big waves are obviously bigger than others, like the final wave's always the biggest wave. So just going to press the right button this time, hopefully, and go into the puzzle mode, just to show the puzzle mode off. This one's possibly my favourite one so far. It's the vase breaker. Basically, you break the vases. The green ones are plants and that, and then you plant the plants. This one's one of the snow peas that freezes the enemies, because there's all sorts of different types. There's fire logs, so the peas set on fire. There's pea shooters that can fire forward and backward at the same time. There's ones that can fire over 3 lanes. There's all sorts of different ones. So as I was saying, the green ones are automatically plants. The rest are random, so by breaking them you could get a zombie like that, and I'm not having good luck here, or you could get some plants like that. And basically you've got to beat the amount of waves that it sets for you, and they get harder and harder with more and more vases and that. It's just one of them things. It's that's why I think it's one of possibly the funnest that I've played so far, because I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's simple, it's genius, and it's everything a minigame should be, really. So let's go into the survival mode, which, to be fair, you've probably already worked out what the survival mode actually is. It's just basically you survive. But doing this way, I can show off the night mode, and I can also show off the water level. So as I say, in night mode, and that means I can use the mushrooms, and there's all sorts of daft ones. That one basically allows you like turns a zombie against other zombies, so that's pretty cool. There's magnet mushrooms that mean whenever those bucket head ones come along, it can zap the buckets off them, or the Jack-in-the-Box ones. As you might have already guessed, being a zombie game, there's all sorts of daft zombies on the game. There's like Zamboni zombies, which are really cool. There's even a Michael Jackson type zombie doing the Thriller dance and disco dancing, and it brings a load of like, he basically comes on, dances, spawns 4 of the zombies that then start dancing, and it's really cool. It's just one of them things that I find quite funny. In case you've noticed, the gravestones, basically you can get a special mushroom that eats the gravestones, because the gravestones mean that you can't plant anything on them at all until you like eat them with that thing. And it also means on the final wave, zombies pop up from there, so you immediately get them on screen, as well as having them like come from the edge of the screen and that. There's some cool mushrooms though. There's things like there's things like the freeze one over there, which I'll just hopefully be able to quickly get enough sun to show you that, because with the mushrooms, the small mushrooms, basically they're half the price of the sunflowers, give you barely any sun, but after a few turns they grow up, turn into big mushrooms and give you the same amount as the sunflowers. So they do a good job on the night levels anyway. You pretty much won't notice any trouble between them. And what I'm about to say is probably going to sound very stupid, but despite never actually failing on one of the levels when I was beating this, I still found the game rather challenging, because there are some moments where you've really got to think fast, and you're constantly planting things, and you've got these lawnmowers here, which basically on the water levels you have to buy the upgrades so that they can go on the water, and on the roof levels same deal. And basically if a zombie gets past all your defences, which I'm just going to let that one do now, he'll eat the plants, and then when he gets there you'll see what happens, while I currently try and gain enough sun to use this freeze thing still. There. And if you honestly couldn't guess that was going to happen, then I really don't know what to say, because it's pretty damn obvious that lawnmower is going to mow the zombies down. So right then, 10 more sun. Hopefully I'll get it before this zombie eats them. Then again. Right, so here we go then. Use that, freezes the enemies in their tracks. So whereas the snow pea slows them down and freezes them, and that completely freezes them. You can also get the mushrooms that explode, you can get plants that explode, to be fair, and you can get some really cool like chili peppers and that, which just set fire to everything, and it gets rid of all the ice that the Zambonis leave as well. Pretty much nothing left to say, to be fair, so I'll just pretty much sign off, other than saying that I personally think this is one of the funnest games and most original games to come out in the past like decade or something. It's just insane amounts of fun if you like this type of game. I think it really is a true gem, and it's going to be one of them that I think stands the test of time as well. People will probably be looking back at this just saying, do you remember that daft little game, how much fun it was and that. Hopefully I'll be right with that, but if I'm wrong then I don't really care, because I still love the game.